Good day to all of you. Myself Dr. Arvind Sharma, Associate Professor in Physics, Government Dogar College, Meghalaya. Today we are continuing the topic antenna loop angles. In last lecture, we see that there are two angles, azimuth and elevation, which are known as loop angles, and these are important to maximize transmission and reception, the direction of maximum gain of the Earth station. This is the figure from which we see azimuth angle and elevation angle. In last lecture, I suggest you that you just go through the geographical terms and spherical triangle Napier's rule. This is the triangle, spherical quadrantal triangle, and this is the triangle, plane triangle obtained from this figure. Angle B is the difference. Angle B. What is angle B? Angle B is the difference in longitude between Earth station and subsatellite longitudes. Keeping in mind the sign convention, angle B equal to phi E minus phi S. Also, keeping in mind that southern latitudes are assigned negative values, the angle C is given by 20 degree minus lambda E. For example, if lambda E is 30 degree south, then C is 120 degree. Knowing angles B and C, angle A can be found by the application of certain of Napier's rules. For the quadrantal triangle, these result in A being obtained from tangent A equal to minus tangent magnitude of B upon sine lambda A. Tangent A equal to minus tangent magnitude of B upon sine lambda A. The azimuth can be determined once angle A is known. If your angle A is known, azimuth, you can calculate. 4 situations must be considered. These are shown in figure 19.10.3. These are the situations. For these situations, azimuth is given by figure A. In figure A, lambda is negative, B is negative, and A is Z equal to A. This is the figure A, where your Earth station and subsatellite point and north. These are the situations here given. If we see the in A and B, subsatellite point is right to left, and here the A and B situations are mirror image like, and situation C and D is also mirror image like that, and this angle is azimuth angle, Earth station. Okay, this is the azimuth angle. So 4 situations here, azimuth angles of 4 possible situations. A, Earth station in the southern hemisphere, Earth station in southern hemisphere in A, west of the subsatellite points, west to the subsatellite point. B, Earth station in southern hemisphere. P, Earth station in southern hemisphere, but the situation changes and east of the subsatellite point. In C, Earth station in northern hemisphere and west to the subsatellite point. And in D, Earth station in northern hemisphere, Earth station, and subsatellite point is east of the northern hemisphere, east of the subsatellite point. These four situations are possible, and in these four situations, in A, lambda e less than 0 and Az equal to A, and in B, lambda is negative and B greater than 0 and Az equal to 360 degree minus C, and in C, lambda e greater than 0, B less than 0 and Az equal to 180 degree plus C, and D, lambda e greater than 0, B greater than 0 and Az equal to 180 minus A. So four situations are possible. These equations do not take into account the special case when the Earth station is on the equator. In these equations, this condition is not considered yet when Earth station is on the equator, and determining the look angles for this situation is left an exercise for the reader. Okay, so you can calculate easily. To find the range and elevation, it is necessary to find the side angle B and quadrantal triangle. Side angle B of the quadrantal triangle. Another Napier's rules can be used to show cos B equal to cos lambda E cos B. These are the properties of spherical triangle and Napier's rules. You can easily understand. If you are not understand these in trigonometry, you just take the book of trigonometry, spherical trigonometry, and understand from there. Attention can now be transferred to plane triangle. Now we are considering plane triangle, figure 19.10 3C, 19.10 3C here. This includes the radius of the Earth at the given latitude of the Earth station. It will be noted that the Earth radius does not come into the calculations for azimuth. The shape of the Earth is more closely approximated as an oblate spheroid. Oblate spheroid. Earth is approximately oblate spheroid rather than perfect sphere, for which the radius is a function of latitude and the surface represents mean sea level. The assumption of a perfectly spherical Earth and ignoring Earth station altitude introduces about a tenth of a degree error in angle of elevation and a few kilometers at most in a range of about 40 kilometers. For our purposes, the assumption of a spherical Earth and ignoring Earth station altitude is quite adequate. The mean radius is taken as r equal to 6,371 km. Applications of the cosine rules to the plane triangle given the range d equal to small d equal to under root r square plus agso square minus twice r agso cos b. Plane triangle property you all are familiar and you are many times uses in your calculations. The elevation can now be determined from applications of the sine rule for plane triangles. We know from sine rule sin b upon sin 90 plus el equal to d upon agso. From here you can easily calculate cos EL equal to AGSO upon D sin B. These computations are illustrated in following examples worked out. In MathCAD, this is the programming based computer software. So in higher classes, that means in research, when you use MathCAD, MATLAB, Mathematica, there are many kinds of softwares programming based in which you can calculate the computation calculation is possible, and it's very necessary to use such kind of softwares for hard calculations and for many calculations, because direct calculations are not so easy, and these are the quick calculators. You just use the calculator. Similarly, these are calculators which are based on programmings, and we can calculate any kind of parameters. But for this, you should go through these kinds of programming well, and after that you are possible to understand these kinds of calculations. Otherwise, this is not possible. Such kind of research is known as simulation based. There are two kinds of simulation based. One is software based, that is direct simulation is there, and second one is programming based simulation. Okay, so MathCAD, MATLAB, Mathematica, Maple, there are many kinds of programming based softwares. Example 19.10.1. An Earth station at latitude 20 degree S and longitude 30 degree west is working into a geostationary satellite situated at longitude 30 degree east. Determine the look angles and the range. Determine the look angles and the range. Constants R equal to 6371 km, AE equal to 42164 km, phi S equal to 30 degree, phi E equal to minus 30 degree, lambda E equal to minus 20 degree. Computations. Phi E equal to capital B equal to phi E minus phi S. Capital B equal to phi E minus phi S. A equal to small a tangent minus tangent magnitude of B is sin lambda A. A Z A equal to if lambda is less than 0, B less than 0, A is 0. A Z B if lambda is less than 0, B greater than 0, 2 pi minus A 0. Similarly, AZS and AZB values are given. Since only one of these will be other than 0, the azimuth can be found setting AZ equal to AZA plus AZB plus AZC plus AZD. That means our result from above equations, AZ equal to 78.8 degree. Small b equal to A cos lambda E cos B. D equal to under root R square plus AE square minus twice RAE cos B. EL equal to A cos AE upon D sin B. A plot of azimuth and elevation for an Earth station located at the author's home city is shown in 19.10.4. Here, azimuth elevation angles for an Earth station location 48.42 degree north and 89.26 degree west, Thunder Bay, Ontario, KU band, especially for KU band satellites are shown. Azimuth from true north in degree and elevation degrees. Here, these are the points you can easily understand here. For accurate pointing, the azimuth and the elevation angles must be adjusted independently, which requires two drive motors. Many domestic backyard installations use that is termed a polar mount, which employs a single drive motor. This can be installed so that the pointing is accurate for one satellite, but pointing errors occur for satellites on other side of this. Figure 19.10.5 show the arc followed by the antenna bore side compared to the true geostationary arc. And point 6 shows how a polar mount antenna is installed. Figure 5 and 6. This is the figure 5. Geostationary arc A. You just see this is the equatorial arc. This point is Earth station aligned on satellite. So lower curve is equatorial arc and upper curve is polar mount arc. Polar mount arc. Geostationary arc A and B are followed by a polar mount antenna. B are followed by a polar mount antenna. The antenna is first installed so that its polar axis is pointing to true north. First of all, antenna is installed and its polar axis is pointing to true north and elevated, so its bore site is parallel. Its bore site is parallel to Earth's equatorial. There are two conditions: polar axis pointing to true north and bore site is parallel to the Earth's equatorial. Assuming a spherical Earth, the Earth station latitude lambda e as shown and its component lambda alpha equal to 90 degree minus lambda e. Since the polar axis is parallel to the Earth's axis, the angle alpha also appears between the polar axis and the normal to the local horizontal plane. This is shown in detail in figure 6. It follows that this is shown in figure 6. These are the figures which are necessary to understand. Okay? These are the figures that you must understand to understand this article quite well. So I am finishing today's lecture. You just go through these figures and try to understand these figures. So we continue next lecture from this point because these are very necessary to understand by you. After that you understand this remaining article. Okay, thanks to all of you.